Hi, I'm VOA's Tommy McNeil with your worldwide news update. Israel's Air Force carried out dozens of airstrikes Monday on southern Lebanon. Residents of different villages in southern Lebanon posted photos on social media that they said showed their towns being struck. In an interview, U.S. National Security spokesman John Kirby says U.S. leaders are still pushing for ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas, even though the talks appear to be stalled.
As the president said the other day, everything's unrealistic until all of a sudden it's not anymore. And we're going to keep trying at this. And this idea that we're just throwing up our hands and, it's not going to happen before the end of the term, I can tell you that is not where the president is, not where Jake Sullivan or Tony Blinken are. We still believe that there's a possibility of moving this forward, and we're going to keep trying. Those hostages need an effort to get them home. We're not going to give up on that.
Sound courtesy of Fox News Sunday. Meanwhile, Monday, the Israeli military called on residents of southern Lebanon to immediately evacuate homes and other buildings where Hezbollah stores weapons and says it's carrying out extensive strikes against the militant group. Russian strikes in the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv hit high-rise apartment buildings. Officials say the second consecutive night of attacks left at least 21 wounded. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited a U.S. ammunition factory Sunday in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania that is producing one of the most critically needed munitions for its country's fight to fend off Russian ground forces. Earlier, U.S. President Joe Biden was asked if he'll lift restrictions on Ukraine's use of U.S. weapons against Russia.
Have you made your decision to allow Ukraine to use long-range weapons? No.
Zelensky is scheduled to speak at the UN General Assembly annual gathering in New York on Tuesday and Wednesday, then travel to Washington for talks on Thursday. This is VOA News. The annual United Nations meeting of world leaders got underway on Sunday with a summit for the future. VOA's UN correspondent Margaret Bashir reports.
The UN General Assembly kicked off a marathon week of diplomacy with a summit for the future. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
I called for this summit because our world is heading off the rails and we need tough decisions to get back on track.
The signature event adopted by consensus a wide-ranging pact for the future, a blueprint aimed at ensuring that international institutions can deliver in a world that has changed dramatically since they were created in 1945. Margaret Bashir, VOA News, the United Nations.
U.S. lawmakers from both major political parties have called for cooling the nation's heated political rhetoric 6 weeks before the November 5th presidential election. This follows a second apparent assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump and his claims of immigrants eating people's pets that has an Ohio Haitian community on edge. VOA's Arash Arabasadi.
Trump has continued to push his widely debunked claim that Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio were kidnapping and eating people's pets. Claims refuted by Ohio's governor and the city's mayor, both Republicans. But a claim no less that's come with bomb and personal threats keeping the community here on edge.
Since we are Haitian, when news like that is published in the media, it scares us. We are just searching for a better life.
The guy turned and said, "You Asians." Then he pulled a knife on me.
Early voting is already underway in some states ahead of the November 5th election. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
Former U.S. President Trump says that if he loses his bid to return to the White House in 2024, he thinks he will not try again in 2028. He made the statement during a Sunday interview with journalist Cheryl Atkinson. Trump would be 82 in 2028, a year older than U.S. President Joe Biden right now. And Pope Francis has canceled his audiences because of a slight flu-like state just days before he's to embark on a trip to Belgium and Luxembourg. The move was described as a precaution in a statement Monday from the Vatican. He is due to visit Luxembourg Thursday and then spend the rest of the week in Belgium, ending with a mass in Brussels on Sunday. The 87-year-old Pope has had a packed schedule since returning from an 11-day journey through Asia on September 13th. That wraps up this update, but the world of news never stop. For additional updates, visit our website. I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.